Hello, hello. This is Iman Artifact episode number 3916. Today's date is uh 1st of March 2026. It's been almost like exactly 9:04 p.m. All right, let's just jump into the question. Let's go. All right, the question is, what is one small money habit I can improve starting this week to strengthen my financial discipline? Oh, that's really good. That's really good question. Okay. Okay. First of all, what exactly is this question, and why am I asking this question to myself? Okay. First of all, what exactly is this question? So, a couple of days ago, I was read a book, Psychology of Money. Really good book, amazing. I highly recommend to you read that book. I realized that when you read the book, it doesn't really make sense if you're not implementing the value that book taught us. Every book kind of like a teaches something regarding about how do you supposed to live life, everything. Okay, yeah. If you're not implementing that value in your in your life, then reading book is doesn't really make sense at all. Okay, yeah. So I want to implement the value that psychology of book, this book kind of like a taught me something value I wanted to implement in my life. How do I supposed to do that? Well, asking question to myself and giving the honest answer. Okay. So I went to ChatGPT, kind of like a say, I need to implement the value, suggest me 20 question about this book and that and that. So ChatGPT kind of like a recommend me a couple of question, and this is one of those question. Okay. Now another thing is that key regarding about this question, the question says that what is the one small money habit that I can improve starting from this week to strengthen my financial discipline? It means that na ki what is actually kind of like a simply one small habit that you are kind of like a simply doing that kind of like a simply building your financial thing or the end of that. Okay, let's talk about like there is a couple of thing I have that I am kind of like a spending money that I just feel like that I shouldn't supposed to spend on that. Okay, yeah. First of all is that I like lassi a lot. Okay, I am living in India. Specifically, I'm living in Wardha. Wardha is a local city which is in Maharashtra. In here, temperature goes like way much brutal. It's March 1st, and temperature is almost like 29, 28 degrees Celsius, probably. But summer is not even started yet. Next month would be like not next month, like this month. Okay, yeah. Temperature goes from 28 to 39, almost like a 40. Yeah, literally, it just like so boiled up. The temperature goes here like a really rapidly, very crazy, very super hot. Okay, yeah. And basically this thing, I have a kind of like simply one beverages that I do that I really like to cool down that weather and things like that, and that beverages is a lassi. Okay, yeah. Now lassi is a typical kind of like a beverage. Okay, it's commonly available in everywhere, easily made it. Okay, yeah. And I spend almost like a 15 rupees, 20 rupees glass of lassi. Okay, yeah. Now while I went to the workout, that bandiwala is always there, and it's kind of like a bit more tempting to not tempting when I not take that lassi or things like that. Like I want that lassi, I just love it, yeah. So basically is this thing for that particular purpose I am spending almost like a 20 rupees. Okay, yeah. And I think that na ki I shouldn't supposed to spend money on that lassi. I know 20 rupees is not really that much, and lassi is a kind of like a very small thing. You shouldn't supposed to be kind of like a drop that thing, but still, yeah, that key. No, I shouldn't. Why? Like lassi is good, yeah, but probably is this thing na ki I shouldn't supposed to be consume that. Okay, why? I realize that ki I have a lot of sugar intake. Okay, yeah. I like sugar. I like sweet. Okay, I am not lying. I really like sweet. Okay, and but I have to be resist myself to not to eat that much sweet. And another thing is that na ki the lassi that those bandiwala is kind of like a selling, that lassi is not properly lassi. Is like they might adulterate some sort of kind of like a chemicals to kind of like a add that kind of like a flavored and things like that, because like a basically is this in a lassi is a kind of like a made of curd. Okay, yeah, with a sugar and kind of like a something little bit of something, yeah, sugar and kind of like a something curd. You just have to mix it properly, and then yeah, that's it, it's become lassi. It's not really that. Okay, but they add a kind of like little bit flavor to kind of like a somebody, it kind of like felt really good, taste really good and things and that and that. And I think that now which is not really good. Okay, yeah, so it's also kind of like a harmful for my health. So probably is this thing na ki I shouldn't supposed to be consumed. Like I have to be consumed, but like I have to be minimized. Okay, yeah. So does it kind of like impact on financial? Like if you spend 20 rupees on lassi, does it impact? Well, it does. Like let's just imagine. Okay, yeah, that ki if I spend like a like basically like today I like I took that beverage. Okay, yeah. If I just imagine every day if I'm kind of like a taking that beverage lassi, if I'm, so it would be kind of like a 20 into 7, that means 140 rupees per week. Okay, yeah, 140 into 4, 14 चौक 48, 14 दोन 14 चौक 14 14 14 28, 14 त्रिक 42, 14 चौक 14 into 4, how much? Okay, 14 एक 14, 14 28, 14 त्रिक 42, 14 चौक 56. Oh my god. I can't even do simple calculation. Fuck. Oh my. Okay. 40 into 4, 56. Oh. Sometimes I just really fucked up, dude. Really fucked up. Okay. Alright. So, basically, is this thing, if I took this beverage every single day for a month, that means I am spending almost like a 560 rupees per month. Okay, yeah, closely almost like a, yeah, like, yeah, 500 rupees. So is it's good? No, it's not really good, because 500 rupees is a kind of like a equal amount of kind of like a only money for my fuel. Like basically is this thing now for like a for like I like basically I put the fuel in my bike, which cost equally like 500 rupees per month. So if I put the lassi, then obviously I shouldn't supposed to do that thing. Okay, yeah, because right now I'm not really earning any money, and this 500 rupees per month on lassi, it would be really not that good. Okay, really not that good. So I shouldn't supposed to be consume that beverages. Okay, yeah. Probably is this thing that key, if I wanted to take that beverage, probably like let me tell you one thing, you cannot stop anything. Okay, yeah. Like if you try to stop, then it doesn't stop. Like what exactly is this in? Like I like sweet, and also I like this beverage. I like this lassi a lot. Okay, yeah. If I stop myself, then I might gonna stop for maybe kind of like a week or two. Okay, yeah. But then after that, no, I can't control, and I want to eat and that and that. And then after that, I will kind of like continue this thing. Same thing happened with the masturbation. Okay, masturbation is that key. If you stop masturbation, you might gonna stop for at least like a 2 months, 3 months, but like basically not 2 months, like probably like a week or two or things like that. But then after that, you just can't stop things. You just feels like that. No, I have to do this and things and that and that. So like how I kind of like how I kind of like control my masturbation cycle is that you minimize it. Okay, yeah. Like instead of kind of like somebody twice in a week, let's say once in a week. Okay, yeah. So this is I should supposed to be do like regarding about that ki if I'm kind of like taking this beverage every single day, I have to be kind of like somebody figure it out that ki maybe not every day, probably is that ki twice in a week would be really good. Okay, twice in a week means at least like a 2 day after. Okay, yeah. Like if you wanted to take if you wanted to take these beverages, so probably you took it today, then wait for 2 day, and then after that you took it. So basically today, like that means today is 1st of March, I took that beverage. So the next beverage would be 4th of March. If I do this thing, then I might kind of like minimize my consumption of kind of like a something sugar intake, as well as kind of like a harmful chemical and things and that, and as well as I'm not compromising my kind of like a sweetness. Okay, yeah. And simultaneously I have to be kind of like a slowly I have to be remove that thing. But still I like lassi. It's not really that I will not gonna stop it. But still is this thing that right now I can't afford to spend 500 rupees on lassi. Okay, yeah. So that is really good thing. Okay, yeah. Now another is this thing, another kind of like a something habit I have to spend money is sometime I ate junk food. Okay, yeah. Yesterday I ate vada pav. Okay, I also like vada pav. Okay, I also like vada pav, and vada pav is a kind of like a very like a lassi is 20 rupees. Vada pav is just 10 rupees. Okay, yeah. So basically this thing I also think that okay, let's take a vada pav. Okay, how much it could cost? Like nothing really at all, but still it's not really good. Okay, yeah. But vada pav is kind of like a bit more manageable. Why? Because the vada pav store is a kind of like a far away. Okay, yeah. If I wanted to go there, then probably I have to be kind of like a walk extra mile to kind of like a went there and take that vada pav. So probably vada pav is not really that much tempting. Okay, because it's far away and things like that. But lassi is very much tempting. It's on my route. So probably I have to change my route. Probably that would be really good. Yeah, changing the route would be really good, but I think that the route that I have is very much short. And probably how much lassi should I supposed to? There are multiples of kind of like a something bandi wale who is kind of like a selling those lassi. So and the summer is actually coming. Okay, so there will be a lot more people who will gonna sell the lassi and things like that. And specifically in India, lassi is a kind of like a somebody everyone are kind of like a selling in summer. So yeah, so I don't know, but I should supposed to be control it. Okay, yeah, 2 days of gap should supposed to be maintained so that I should supposed to save my financial thing. Okay, yeah. Now regarding about the spending. Okay, yeah. I don't really spend that much amount of money, probably like a yeah, basically this thing na ki online shopping. Yeah, do I spend money on online shopping? Well, not really that much. Like if I wanted to buy something, I might gonna buy t-shirt and things like that, but still it's like basically is this thing na ki probably very less. Yeah, basically is this thing na ki this month I bought that Bermuda, that shorts, sports shorts. It's very essential. Okay, because my shorts are like the running shorts are kind of like somebody tear up. So that's why I need another short. So that's why I bought. Okay, yeah. Then another thing, socks, essential. I bought this thing. Then underwear. Yeah, underwear is a kind of like somebody is this thing that key, like I don't really need it, but I bought it. But it doesn't, like basically this is not what is actually happened. Okay, yeah. So okay, there is a one cool trick that I realized, that ki how do I supposed to buy anything which is kind of like a very legit and very convenient. Okay, yeah. So whatever the stuff that I bought, okay, yeah, I have to do deep research. Okay, and how do I? No, I'm not good to do deep research. Like basically, I use AI to buy anything at all. So basically, what is at least this thing? What I do? Okay, yeah. So I open ChatGPT. Okay, yeah, and there is a prompt enhancer, custom GPT. Okay, and I directly start, like, I instead of typing, I just kind of like hit the record and say this thing. I wanted to buy a kind of like a assembly mop. Okay, yeah. Kind of like a somebody suggests me such a mop which is kind of like a really good, reliable, and kind of like a somebody easily available in a kind of like a somebody online store in Flipkart and Amazon. And my budget is a less than 1,000 rupees. Okay, yeah. So I put that prompt, then that prompt enhancer enhance that prompt properly regarding about all the details and things and that. Copy that enhanced prompt into the Google Gemini deep research, hit the enter, and he after kind of like a Gemini do the research, like he did research like a Google Gemini kind of like a do very deep research. Okay, by the way, Perplexity is also a kind of like a AI can kind of like a somebody do deep research. Perplexity, it's very hard to pronounce the name. Okay, which is also deep research too. But basically, I don't really have that pro version, Perplexity pro version. But Gemini, I have pro version. Okay, yeah. So I can do deep research, and it do deep research. Like a deep research means what exactly it does? It kind of like a scan hundreds of articles regarding about which is the best mop is available in Indian market and things and that. It kind of like a scan through hundreds of articles, hundreds of YouTube videos and things and that. And after it kind of like only look through the like a people reviews and things, and which one kind of like a really good. And after that, it kind of like suggests me this is a kind of like a mop, and this is like this is the stuff that I bought, like the mop that I bought, which is kind of like a cost almost like a 1,100 rupees, like 100 rupees higher, but the reliability and the way that this mop is really good. Like my previous mop is kind of like a really dinky, okay, but this new mop is kind of like a much more better in every possible way. So yeah, and this is how I buy stuff. Okay, whenever I wanted to buy anything. Also, I bought a kind of like a face wash. Last month I bought the face wash. Okay, yeah, and which is a minimalistic, like a minimalistic face wash is a like this is a company, minimalistic company. Okay, yeah, but one thing is that okay, this is the stuff like basically I kind of like put the prompt, I need to buy a face wash, I am 32, I'm kind of like somebody living in India, and this is my skin, suggest me a kind of like a face wash which is kind of like a better for my skin, as well as which is kind of like a less than affordable price, less than kind of like only 300 rupees. Okay, yeah. So it do deep research and kind of like suggest me this is the kind of like assembly face wash, and I bought it, and which is also really good. So basically this thing na ki this deep research is kind of like a really help me to buy something really stuff which is really good, like a really legit. By the way, if I let's just do, it's a kind of like na ki we can do a kind of like a make a app, okay, regarding about the people who wanted to buy so many stuff. Like basically this thing na ki if you wanted to buy anything, okay, yeah, like a internet are kind of like a filled with a lot of stuff. Like you went to Amazon, you went to Flipkart, oh my god, there are so many stuff to buy and things and that, and you are kind of like overwhelmed because of there are so many stuff to buy, and which is so much confused. And sometimes na those are numbers that you are seeing, like a kind of like a simply the reliability and the star mark and things and that and the discount and things, which is kind of like a simply feels like that ki scam and things like that, because the company are controlling those stars and things, and there is a sponsor links to and that. So it's a very much confusing. So basically that Google deep research would be really good to kind of like a simply of unbiased kind of like a things, like a basically this is AI, he's not kind of like a simply doing any kind of like a simply recommend such a product that he is kind of like a getting, no, he's kind of like a looking all the kind of like a sites and things, and kind of like a recommend me really good product things that I wanted to buy. So yeah, if I could able to make a kind of like a simply application regarding about stuff that I should supposed to be buy. Okay, yeah. Can I able to make that thing? Well, right now I can't. Like I can't means like I can, but right now is this thing I have other things to do. Okay, yeah. Like by the way, but this is kind of like a summary. If you wanted to do this thing, yeah, do it. Okay, yeah. It's really good. Okay, yeah. But you can't do on so many stuff. Like basically clothes. Okay, yeah. Like basically, if I wanted to buy a T-shirt, okay, yeah. So you can't do this thing, na? Like basically, T-shirt is a kind of like somebody design choices and colors and things and that and that. Sometimes kind of like a somebody it kind of like a recommends such a T-shirt which is kind of like a really good. Like basically, I kind of like a do research regarding about I wanted to buy a kind of like a shorts. Okay, yeah. Which is I also deep research regarding about that key which kind of like a running shorts would be really good for kind of like somebody running and kind of like athletic and things and that and that. So this short that I bought, which is cost almost like a 300 rupees, but definitely it's not really convenient. Definitely not. Like a probably existing my older shorts are kind of like a much more kind of like a flexible and things and that, but this shorts is not really good. Yeah. So it's not really that ki AI's fault. It's a kind of like a thing that na ki sometimes na ki like I don't really like it. Okay, like this is the first time I wear this short. Like this short is kind of like a bit more different. Like basically it has a two layer. One layer is actually connected with your body. Another layer is a kind of like a bit more flown and things like that. So basically what does it do? It's kind of like a simply this thing that kids hold your body and things and that it just like I don't know. Like basically it is good. Like it's not really that bad, but still is this thing that na ki it's not really convenient to wear all the time and things and that. It's also kind of like a bit more heavy, so many fabrics and things. I don't know. It look cool, but still it just yeah. Like basically what I'm saying is that ki if you wanted to buy any kind of like some stuff, clothes you cannot able to buy by deep research. Why? Because clothes are the design choices, na? Okay, design choices. Maybe kind of like a fabric and things would be kind of like a determine which one best. But probably yeah. But still, is this thing you can buy so many stuff which is kind of like a really good and really great. So yeah, this would be really good. So this is how I buy stuff. Okay, which is kind of like a far more convenient and far more kind of like a reliable product that I bought. And also is this thing that na ki I don't really buy any kind of like some stuff like rapidly and things and that. Like basically whatever the stuff that I wanted to buy, I just wait. Okay, yeah, like wait means like that ki I put it on the wish list. Okay, yeah, and like I don't know. I don't really have any kind of like that kind of like when I need something, then I buy. I don't really buy stuff that just it doesn't really need it. Okay, yeah. So I think that is a really kind of like a good habit. So regarding about the financial, the question is that ki like basically one small money habit that I could improve my financial, strengthen my financial thing. What kind of like a habit? Probably one thing is that ki try to control my trigger. Try not to eat that many beverages, lassi and kind of like a vada pav and things like that. Okay, yeah. And if I do this thing, it would be really good. By the way, I am thinking that ki this month I have to be started badminton classes. Okay, yeah. And I think that it's really essential. 1,000 rupees per month. Like basically it is a too much. 1,000 rupees per month is also too much. But I think that I have to be do this thing because it's overall improve your health and habit and the surrounding and things and that. So I think I have to do this thing. I have to make sure that I shouldn't supposed to spend that much amount of time. Okay, yeah, because I'm willing to spend at least like a 2 hour. More than that would be I don't know, but I have to be do this thing. Okay, yeah. So from 3rd of March, I would gonna join that badminton team. Okay, and it would be really good. Okay, yeah. So these are all kind of like a simply financial habit that I am kind of like a willing to do to strengthen my financial discipline. All right. This is it. And thank you.